With Mother's Day coming up soon, it's an ideal time to honor the important role women play in our families and communities, as well as looking for ways to help encourage women of all ages to prioritize their health. And to help us do just that, I'm joined by Dr. Donna O'Shea, an OBGYN and Chief Medical Officer of Population Health with UnitedHealthcare. So, Dr. O'Shea, as we celebrate Mother's Day, what are some tips women should consider when it comes to prioritizing their health?
Well, thanks for having me. First, it is important to remember the importance of preventive care regardless of gender and age. So starting with your primary care physician is always a good idea. And specifically for women, their health care needs do vary over time based on many factors such as age, race, and culture. Importantly, women are often the CEOs of their family's healthcare needs. Yet sometimes they prioritize the well-being of their partners, parents, and children and neglect their own health care. In fact, a recent survey found that nearly half of women had skipped a preventive health care appointment during the last year, such as an annual care checkup, vaccine, or a recommended screening.
So, how can the healthcare needs of women change over time, starting during adolescence?
By the time girls reach their teenage years, it becomes especially important to focus on healthy eating, regular exercise, and adequate sleep, all of which are vital to support growing bodies and minds. Additional vaccines and screenings should also be recommended at this point, especially for teens with a family history of behavioral health issues. Recent research found that 57% of high school girls reported experiencing persistent feelings of sadness in the last year, compared to only 36% a decade ago. Parents should be aware of this and look for symptoms of depression or anxiety. And if needed, consider tapping into virtual care options, which may offer convenient and affordable access to qualified psychologists and psychiatrists.
And what should women keep in mind once they reach early adulthood?
As women reach their 20s, 30s, and 40s, the prevalence of behavioral health issues does start to decline, while the frequency of certain chronic conditions such as hypertension, diabetes, and heart disease increases. It becomes more important than ever to stay focused on eating a balanced diet, sticking to a consistent strength and cardiovascular training routine, and minimizing stress. This may be the time when some women think about starting or expanding their families. Ensuring access to quality preconception, prenatal, and postnatal care is paramount, given that this type of support can help improve health outcomes for both the mom and the baby.
And what about for couples that struggle with fertility issues? What should they think about?
Well, my specialty is reproductive endocrinology, so I'm very familiar with the challenges some families have with fertility. And in fact, 15% of couples experience infertility, yet fewer than 1/3 of employers offer related benefits. Now, to help change that, UnitedHealthcare has introduced a new buy-up option for employers that provides eligible members with access to information and support for family planning, including support for fertility treatments, adoption, and surrogacy. And by providing people with this type of support, it may be possible to increase the chance of a successful pregnancy and delivery while lowering the cost of in vitro fertilization, in part by improving access to quality care providers and facilities.
And how about women as they reach their 50s and beyond?
As women transition to late adulthood, the prevalence of some chronic conditions continue to increase, including autoimmune disorders like multiple sclerosis, as well as certain types of cancers. Staying on top of recommended screenings, which include hearing and vision checks and dental exams, may be a crucial way to help catch issues as early as possible. Menopause and its symptoms may also become a concern, especially for women who smoke or frequently drink alcohol. And lastly, we know that cultivating strong social connections may be key. Research shows that avoiding social isolation may be more important to physical health than even regular exercise and maintaining a recommended body weight.
Where can people go for more information?
For more, please go to uhc.com.
Well, Dr. O'Shea, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.